Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Everyday October, where I am posting a new cruelty-free and affordable makeup review every single day in the month of October. And in today's video I have got the Profusion Gothic Beauty collection. They very kindly sent me the whole collection. There is so much. I don't think I'm going to be able to try all of it, but I'm going to try and use as much as I can. In today's video, we've got an eyeshadow brush collection to get into, we've got blush, we've got a holographic highlight, we've got a setting powder, a setting spray rather, that looks like a potion bottle. And I need to show you this eyeshadow palette, but before I do, if you have seen my channel before, you know what my favourite colour combination is. Green and purple. I love green and purple together. It's my favourite. I always do it. I always do the same look. I do purple through the crease, green across the lid. I call it a day. I'm going to try and do something a little bit different today, but just look at this palette and then look at the colour selection. I'm going to try and do something a little bit different, but if I do purple through the crease and green across the lid, just know that it's who I am as a person. They also have chrome liquid eye toppers, which we will get into, and colour changing lip glosses. So we're going to be getting into all of this. I've already got my foundation, concealer, bronzer and brows on, and let's just dive straight on in because there's so much here. I mean, there's more than this. They sent more, but I think this is as much as I'm going to be able to try all at once. So let's just dive straight on in with a blush. This is the Blush Alchemy Cheek Balm. This is in the shade Mystical, and all of the packaging for these products just look absolutely beautiful. Oh, they did also send me a little handheld mirror, right? That's what the back of the mirror looks like. But this is genius. I've never had a mirror that does this. It bends in the middle, so I can have this sat on a table, or I can have it straight up like a regular handheld mirror. Genius. I know it's not the first brand to ever do a mirror that folds in half so that you can sit it on a table. I'm aware, but it's the first one that I've ever had, and I'm excited about it. So this is the Cheek Balm, and this is what the colour looks like. A beautiful deep red. I'm scared, so scared but also excited. I'm going to take my brush. Actually, let's see if there's a brush in this little set that would work for a cream cheek product. So this is the Mystic Blend 5-piece face and eye brush set. This is what the packaging looks like. I haven't even looked at these. I haven't even opened them. So let's have a look. Oh, this one would work. This one would work. They are lovely. Like purple tips. I don't want my hair that colour. I've only just dyed my hair. Do not let me dye my hair purple. Right, let me take the blush. Again, I don't know how pigmented do you think this is going to be? Do you think I'm going to ruin my own day? Let's see. So you saw how much I swiped on there. Let's see how pigmented this is. Ooh, that is a pretty colour. I definitely got enough for both cheeks. It is pigmented. Oh, it looks nice and sort of glossy and glowy, which is my preference. I'm a dry skin gal. I do like a nice glowy blush. That colour is beautiful. It's like a berry. Ooh, that's pretty. What did I say that was? Because they have a few shades. Mystical. I like that. That properly looks like an out from the cold, sort of a bitten little flush of colour, and that's so lovely and glowy. That doesn't feel sticky. That is just glow. Okay, that almost feels like the kind of texture that would also work on the lips. I'm looking for the box to see if it is that sort of a... Don't mind me, I'm just trying to find the box. I don't know where I've thrown it. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't say that you can use it on the lips, so I won't. And we have got lip products as well. But that feels like the sort of texture that would also work well on the lips. Now, let's go in with the holographic highlight. So, Spooky Glow Ultimate Luminous Glow Formula. This looks like straight up glitter, but in the most beautiful way. Actually, Profusion a few years ago launched a Casper, the Friendly Ghost collection, and there was a holographic like shifty highlight in that, and I still have it. I still use it all of the time because it shifts to a beautiful like icy blue, and I use it on the eyes and it's incredible. So let's get into this one. It says apply on any desired area and blend out where alone or layer on to intensify your day to night look. I want to be intensely glowy and also glittery. Like, this isn't going to be an everyday look for me. So this is what the packaging looks like. I love the design of it. And then, can you see the little guy on there? The little spider? That looks so glittery and intense. So there isn't necessarily a brush. I feel like that one, yeah, that's too big for a highlight. So let's use my regular highlight brush, and I don't want to swirl too much, but also I do want a lot. That looks like a pinky purple, but also a little bit blue in the reflect. So if I angle myself accordingly, are you seeing this? Yes, it's glittery. It is glittery. And it is a bit blue. But I think if I tap over with that blush brush to sort of blend it in with the blush a little bit, I think that that will work. I absolutely think that will work. Yeah, that is tapping over that blush really nicely. Ooh, and that is building up. That is building up very, very nicely indeed. Okay. I mean, it is very glittery, but you sort of know what you're getting yourself in for when you see it. You know, you can see the chunks of glitter in that, but that is very pretty. Let me look in my little mirror. I mean, it's definitely the sort of thing that I would use for Halloween. Let's just put it that way. It's not an everyday for me. I don't really like a colourful highlight, and this is definitely reflecting very blue. But that is very, very pretty. And it is blending out really nicely. If you like a colourful highlight, that is definitely the sort of product that I would use on my eyes, because the reflect on that is insane. Let me just tap over with that blush brush. I won't pick up any more colour. Yeah, see? Tapping over with a brush has dialed down that sort of glittery blue a little bit and made that feel a little bit more wearable for someone like me. Because as much as I like a highlight, I don't necessarily want a blue highlight, but that has dialed down the blue while still keeping that blinding glow. So, what now? Let's do... What order do I want to do this? Let's do the setting spray. I feel like this is a good stage to do the setting spray. So this is the Setting Elixir Matte Setting Spray, matte finish, long lasting. Shake well before use, keep eyes closed. Let's try it. I love the packaging. I really, really enjoy the packaging. That's definitely, like that wouldn't look out of place in something out of Harry Potter. So let's see what the spray is like first. Ooh, that's a nice fine mist, not fragranced. That's my preference. So get my hair out of the way and let's spray. That's a really nice mist. I feel like I only needed to do a few sprays of that and I am sufficiently covered. It's still drying down, so it's still a little bit wet, but I feel like that says it's a mattifying setting spray. I'm interested to see how that's going to dry down, because currently the skin's looking very glowy and I want it to stay that way. Yeah, I really, really like that setting spray. I'm very picky with the actual, not even necessarily like the liquid, but the way that it sprays out of the bottle. It can really put me off a setting spray, but that one feels lovely. No complaints there. So I don't want to swatch the whole thing, honestly. I just want to get into it. So let me go ahead and put an eyeshadow primer across my eyelids and then we can come up with something. Obviously I want this one, this green. I want to try the white. I want to try this, like these pinks and the purple. Let's do an eyeshadow primer. I'll zoom you in and we can figure something out. Okay, so I've just tapped over the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer in the shade 2, and would you judge me if I just did purple and then that green on the lid? I feel like that's very predictable. Oh, right, I feel like I should swatch a few of these. So let's swatch that bright green, because that I'm very interested in. Very interested in this pendulum shade. Ooh, let's do that one. Let's do one of the brighter purples. Let's do Ominous. Ooh, that green. Okay, that green is beautiful. That purple isn't swatching great, but also mattes sometimes don't swatch great, so I'm not necessarily judging it on the swatch. Let me just build that up a little bit. Nice. Let's do... There aren't that many light shimmers. I do like a light shimmer. There's this one that looks like it could be a bit duochromy. This is Dramatic. That doesn't look all that dramatic. Oh, actually that's swatching nicely. That's more like a satiny finish. Let's do another purple. Let's do Departed. Slightly, ooh, nice. A slightly brighter purple. Yes, that's a nice one. Okay, let's just try something. I will use the eye brushes because they do look nice. They look nice, and or rather they feel nice and soft. This one looks very interesting. It's like flat but also pointed. I don't know if you can necessarily see that, but it's, I have no brushes like this. I don't necessarily know what I'll use it for, but I will use it for something. So I'm going to take the fluffier eye brush and let's go into Peculiar. This one here. Nice neutral to start with. I always start with a shade like this because as much as I like colour, it still scares me. So let's dip into that one through the crease. Ooh, that's really nice and pigmented. That is just from that one dip. Okay. I will also say, as I am blending this shade out, they are also sending me their pumpkin spice collection. It hasn't come yet, so there will be a review soon. Hopefully in the next week or so. There will be a review soon for the pumpkin spice collection that they've just launched. If you would like to see that, don't forget to subscribe. That will be coming honestly as soon as it arrived. I wish I was lying when I said, literally, like, I thought I was done filming for the day. So I was like, let me make myself some tea, had a sausage roll and chips, as you do, and then get a knock on the door. Postman, can you sign for this parcel, please? And the size of the box, I put it on Instagram in case you didn't see it, the size of the box that all of these products came in. I was like, well, I need to go and film. So now it's like an hour after the product arrived. I was like, let me sort my hair out. Let me get all my lights back on upstairs. Okay, so I know that that's just that one like neutral shade, but that was really pigmented and has like blended out really, really nicely. I will use the other brush that was a little bit more dense and a little bit smaller, and I will go into that purple, that second one that I swatched, which was called Departed. Let me just show you that in the pan. So it's this one here. Gonna go in with that one with the slightly smaller brush and keep that on the lid. I will also put that under the eye a little bit. I really like the undertone of this purple. That is a pretty purple. You don't have to convince me twice to use purple. I love it. I also love green. Do I love all colours? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'll smoke that out a little bit further. I really, really like that purple shade though. And that looks so smooth. Sometimes purples can be quite hard to formulate, I've heard, not that I'm in the know, but sometimes purples can go quite patchy. This one looks really, really nice and smooth. So I'm just tapping over the edges with that first brush. I really, really like that purple. Oh, I'm throwing my brush. Let me just even it up. I need a bit more on this side. But now that you're zoomed in, you can see that highlight as well. Oh, yes. So, what shimmer do I want? I have also got the eye toppers. So we could use one of these. Let me get into these ones. Okay, so these are like, or this one specifically that I'm looking at that is Hellraiser, does look multi-chromy. Where can I swatch this? Okay. That is beautiful. Really smooth as well. Okay, so that was Hellraiser. Then we have got Deranged. Are all of these going to describe me? Potentially. Okay, so Deranged is a little bit more sheer, doesn't look as shifty. And then we've got the white bright one that is Wrath. Does this one look duochromy? Oh, yes, this one is very shifty. Can you see that there? I feel like that first one was the most like blue to pink. Okay, so do we do that now? I feel like I should do something more. I do want to use the green, but I think what I will do, I'm looking for a different brush. My table is chaos. Looking for another small brush, and I'm going to go into that first bright green matte that I swatched, and I'm going to sort of put that through the crease here, because I do like green and purple together. Let me have it. Okay, that green is very intense. Tell me that green and purple together aren't just the perfect combo. I'm just going to, I feel like we're going there now. I'm just going to intensify that purple a bit more on the outer corner and blend it in with that green a little bit. We're obviously going Halloween today. That's absolutely fine. I haven't done any Halloween looks yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited about Halloween makeup. What are you going as for Halloween? Let me know. I need some inspo, but this is looking nice. It's working incredibly well. Okay, so I'm going to take a much smaller brush and I'm going to go into the white just to see how intense it is, to see if I can get some white above the green. Let's see if we can lighten this up a little bit. It was a bit darker than what I was maybe expecting it to be, just from like how it looks in the pan, and even like on my hand there it looks lighter. I don't know why that would be. I didn't formulate it, but see if we can use the white to blend that green in a little bit. Yeah, that's a nice white. That's blending nicely. It's not the most pigmented white that I've ever used, but it's nice. It's doing what I wanted it to. It's softening down that top edge a little bit. Right, so let me, I don't know what I want to do now. How can you improve on perfection? I think that this looks great. So let's use one of these duochrome shades. Do I want the white one? I feel like that's predictable, but also I could use that right on the inner corner. Let's use Hellraiser, and I will use that other brush that was like the funny shape. What the benefit of that shape is, I don't know, but I'm very interested in it. So let's tap this across this blank space in the middle. That's such a pretty colour. I don't even feel like I need the brush actually. I just use the little applicator to tap out the edges on that. That's so shifty. That's really pretty. Okay, that looks like glossy on the lid. Okay. Okay, so I've just built up that liquid eyeshadow a little bit across the lid. That is beautiful. I feel like you can't even necessarily see how reflective that is. Let me get the glitter in that shade. There, you can see it there. Oh, beautiful. So pretty. That was, what did I say that was? Hellraiser? Yeah, I do also want to try the white one though. I do want to try Wrath. Let's just put that right onto the inner corner. Right here. Yes, that's also got some like warmth to it, which I really appreciate. I love a shade like that. Let me quickly get that brush that I was using for that white eyeshadow. Just press that in a little bit. But that is very pretty. I love those liquid eyeshadows. I think that they're lovely. They are very very intense. So let's just tap out that top edge with the brush I was using for the green. Yeah, I love that. Those liquid shadows are beautiful. I love a liquid shadow at the best of times, but those ones are really, really nice. So now what do I want to do? I feel like I want a wing, but also not necessarily an eyeshadow wing. So I am going to go and find a black liquid liner. And then we've got a mascara to try that is colourful, if I can find it. My table is a mess. This is the Grunge Era Mascara Duo. And it's purple. So let me go do a wing and then mascara. BRB. I love the part when I do liquid liner and I think, oh, you know what, I'll try a slightly different shape. I'll draw my liner like straight out instead of the usual angle that I do, which is slightly lifted. And then I go ahead and do the other eye and forget. So, one wing liner that's straight out and one that's lifted. I'm aware. I know the saying sisters not twins, but if they could be from the same continent, you know, from the same side of the planet, from the same planet even, that'd be great. They are not. I'm hoping that when I put mascara on, you can't see it too much. So let's get into the mascara. This is the Grunge Era Mascara Duo. I'm like, if I just show you one half of my face, you maybe won't be able to tell. I'll just keep looking over this way. I'll just talk to a camera that is over in this direction. If only I was good at this whole makeup thing. So let's see what this wand is like. So we've got, oh, it says on it top lashes and bottom lashes. Interesting. Okay, so the wand is just a regular, absolutely nothing special or weird or interesting about that. The purple side is the same. That looks like a really good purple though. Like, it's not so dark that it just looks like a black. Like, it is a very cool toned purple. Okay, so I will do what it says. I will do the purple. Why can't I get that back in there? I will do the purple on the bottom lashes, the black on the top, and let's see how I feel about this mascara. What's the worst that could happen? She says, the worst that could happen is I could go blind, but let's hope that that doesn't happen. Okay, so this mascara isn't necessarily my favourite. It's nice and lengthening. It's not as sort of thickening or dramatic as I would usually like my mascara to be, especially with such a dramatic look. I like the purple for the bottom lashes, but obviously there's a lot of purple eyeshadow under my eye currently, so you can't necessarily see it. I can see it, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But it's fine. Actually, one of my favourite mascaras is from Profusion. It's this one. The Dream Big. I'll put a coat of this on because I love this mascara. It's so dramatic and lasts really, really well. The wand is like a natural bristled hourglass wand. I just feel like the Dream Big is more dramatic, more volumizing, thickening, all of the things that I want my, oh, pardon my telephone, all of the things that I want a mascara to be. I do prefer this one. If you're in the market for a new mascara, there is, I mean, I feel like I can even see the difference there. Just between one extra coat of this one. I do like a nice thick dramatic mascara. There was lashes in the collection, but I feel like it would be a waste to use them today because I'm not doing anything. It's already after my tea time, so I feel like that would be a waste, but I will probably use them if I'm working on Halloween. I don't know what day Halloween is, but I go all out just to go to work for Halloween. I want to just tap a little bit of that highlight right onto the inner corner, because honestly that is how I will probably continue to use this product, because I really like the other sort of glittery holographic highlights from Profusion. So tap a little bit of that right over the inner corner, just to bling it up a little bit more, as if I needed more bling. Yeah, I like that. That sort of ties it in with what we've got on the cheeks. So let's zoom out, and then we've got the colour changing lip glosses. One of these looks blue, so I'm interested. Let's zoom out. Okay, so these are the Mood Gloss colour changing lip and cheek glosses. So there's one that's like a bit green, one that's pink, and one that's like a bluey grey. But what colour will they turn? I bet they all turn the same shade of like pink. Let's have a look. Yeah, they do all sort of look the same. So that's pink, green and blue. Yeah, they all sort of look the same. They don't smell of basically anything at all. They don't smell of anything. So let's go in with the pink one. Why not? Let's see what this looks like. They feel just like a lip oil. Doesn't really feel like anything at all. Not bad, but I was maybe expecting, I don't know, from a collection that's so colourful and dark and grungy, I was maybe expecting like a red lip or something like that. These all ultimately look the same and would look the same if I were to try all of them. Yeah, it's not bad. I was just maybe expecting a little bit more. So that is everything. Let me sort out my hair. I feel like I should have done like, I don't know, some sort of spooky hair, like, I don't know. So everything that we have tried today. The blush I really liked. In fact, let's add a little bit more blush. Why not? Why not? Let's add a little bit more of that beautiful plummy blush colour. I really like the blush. That feels lovely and balmy, really nice and pigmented. Obviously for a fair skin gal like myself, but I do feel like that would build up, or rather you could just use a regular amount if you had a deeper skin, and that would work for a variety of skin tones. I really like the colour of that. I think that looks lovely. The highlight is blinding. Like, that is a very bright glittery blue highlight. Very pretty. The eyeshadow I'm very impressed with. I'm really impressed with the level of pigment in those matte shades that I used. They were very easy to apply and build up. Obviously I only used a few, but like, come on, green and purple together. Say less. The liquid eyeshadows, I think that they are incredible. I'm very, very impressed with those, especially that one that I used across the lid. Keep forgetting the name. Hellraiser. That shade is incredible. So shifty. It's like blue and pink and brown all at the same time. Very, very bright, very reflective, very smooth when it went on. Didn't even use a brush to blend that out, just used the end of the applicator, and that looks incredible. I love the liquid eyeshadows. They were beautiful. The matte setting spray, I actually feel like I still look quite matte, sort of down the centre. I really like that setting spray. I love the bottle. I know that's not important. I love the bottle, but also the spray on that was very, very nice. Not scented. Always a bonus. The lip is fine. I'm not upset at it. I was just maybe thinking that, you know, this eye look would look quite nice with a red. Or, I don't know, even like a grey or something. Like a grey toned nude. But these were the only lip products that they launched. So, that is everything. I would love to hear if you decide to pick any of this up. Oh, and the brushes. I really like the brushes. The brushes are lovely. I really like the selection of like sizes. Like this would be a really nice sort of powder brush. This one worked really well for my blush. I used all of the eyeshadow brushes, all 3 of those. They were lovely. Only time will tell if they wash well and stuff like that, but I'll report back. If you haven't seen my channel before, I do these reviews throughout the month, and then I come back at the end of the month and I give you my final thoughts and everything when I've had more time to play with all of the products. So I will be certain to try out these products some more and come back and tell you what I think of everything. But that is everything for today. I will have the pumpkin spice collection in my hands soon, hopefully, so I will review that as soon as that comes. If you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe. I will leave all of these products linked down below. Oh, I also really like the mirror. Really, really like that mirror. So I'll leave everything linked down below. Let me know what you think of the look. I'm thrilled. It was a green and purple look. I was never going to be mad at it. So that is everything. I hope you've had a lovely, lovely day. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.